right now we have some information coming in. I actually had a scenario. I forgot what video I said it on, but I was talking about Jaron Ennis' next plans over the next year or so. And the funny part is Eddie Hearn goes up there and he says the same thing I said as far as the plans and what he had in mind. Did he think it over as far as what he wanted to do? No, he didn't think it over. He just probably named the next couple of big events he was going to be associated with as far as Dimitri Bivol and Bitter Biv card. I know he was mentioning something in December, and next March. A lot of people don't know it. They're trying to do Fury and Anthony Joshua, and I think I mentioned had to be like April, probably even March. I had announced that I thought Jaron Ennis could possibly be on the Conor Ben. Him and Conor Ben could possibly fight on that card with Fury and Anthony Joshua. I would look out for that. But if that can't happen by then, I could see him fighting somebody else at 47. Just don't know what names would actually be available. But the Bitter Biv and Bivol card, I can actually see him being a co-main event. I know at this time right now people will feel like he's too big to be a co-main event guy, but with the Saudi Arabia cards, those fights are so big. Most of those fights are main event fights. They're just stacked on one card, so no, he's not gonna be last in the order. But as far as importance, whatever fight they put together, it'll be something that the fans will probably be interested in, especially with Turkey Al-Sheikh already having some talks with Ennis recently about what the plans will be in the future. And I'm pretty sure him and Eddie Hearn have already discussed that before he went signed a contract with him. So he has pretty much a good idea. That's why they went ahead and got the hometown fight out the way in Philadelphia. But he's not going to try to rush anything. He wants to be undisputed. I know that kind of scares a lot of people now. I'm glad he actually said that because a lot of people want to rush him to 54. And I was saying recently, like, a lot of other fighters they're trying to link him with are fighting at 54 and up. So unless he's trying to leave the division, which would have been a waste of time to get the belt, I wouldn't see him leaving the division because the weight he's at now, you're not going to be that weight again. So it's not really time to just bounce from weight class to weight class when most of the guys they're talking about him with is around the same age anyway. So there's no reason to chase those guys right now if they're not in your division and to jump around when you're not going to be 47 forever. So that's the way I thought look at it. But as far as the big fights, I don't know the opponents he's going to have over the next couple of months. I don't see the Terrence Crawford thing happening unless people are going to put a certain amount of money behind it. Terrence Crawford said he will make the fight happen for a certain, especially for a certain amount of cash. But he was trying to go towards Canelo route, or I think the Tim Tszyu fight was going to be the option before the Jaron Ennis thing came about recently. But Jaron Ennis, he has a lot of options. I know him and Eddie Hearn already talked about what would be the plans for the future, but I feel like a lot of these fights he's going to have to wait on as far as opponents because a lot of these guys aren't really putting themselves out there like Stanionis and Barrios. They have the PBC thing going on right now. So, but they're not going to be involved with the Saudi fights unless they are. And then in that case, they would have to face off against a guy like Jaron Ennis. But if that's not the case right now, then I would see him taking advantage of his role, fighting in Saudi on the cards with Eddie Hearn, and putting himself on some big cards so he can get some momentum going and build some steam up. So by the time he basically steps into place of these other guys who are going to be out of the way in a minute, he'll be able to have that popularity and that momentum, so guys will know that yeah, I'm up next. Because a lot of people look at Conor Ben as a big name right now. So if he can knock Conor Ben off within the next 12 months, that'll solidify him in some kind of way. Not to the most fans, but to some of the fans. Not saying that Conor Ben is a measuring stick or anything, but depends on how he goes out there and actually fights him. It can make a huge difference. But we'll have to see, man. A lot of guys at 47 aren't trying to make anything happen. Unless we see some action from 40 come up soon. But a lot of fights are in-house. But at 47, we will see some guys very soon. But it's kind of slim pickings right now. You know, it's not really a lot of opponents. Because Conor Ben had to fight Pete Dobson recently. So it wasn't like he went and got a name that was already going through the circuit already as far as buzzing. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.